r/ask Reddit. What is an important piece of advice you can give for those moving into the real world? Just because you have the money to buy something doesn't mean that you can afford it. People need to hear this one. I know someone who's got about 5k in credit card debt. Bad, but not a completely hopeless situation. He's living paycheck to paycheck trying to pay these cards down. But then the other day he starts talking about how he's about to pay one card off, and then he wants to use it to buy a $700 replica from a movie. Like, dude, you were doing so well. He wants to celebrate, and I can understand that. Maybe point out that something more reasonable, like at the same price as what he's been paying toward it, is more appropriate. So if he's been putting like $250 more at it, and it's now paid off, then a single $250 item is going to be done in a month, so no interest. Now he gets to celebrate and he can maybe get the idea of a responsibly budgeted purchase. The intensity of your social life will likely change, and this is mostly a good thing, but be prepared for it. Being outside of school means you are free from a lot of the weird drama that comes with doing everything in a closed system with roughly the same people. There is still drama, but you can almost always escape it because your life is divided now. You don't live with all your friends and work with them. On the other hand, making new social connections is a new challenge because you aren't thrown into a closed system with people all at your stage of life with many of the same problems. But making friends definitely happens. For me, wherever I was in life, it always took me about 1 year to make one new close friend. Patience is key. I would say you make fewer social connections, but a lot of them are of higher quality. A last piece of advice: don't view work as your only source, or even your primary source, for friends, dates, and hookups. Try to keep part of your social life separate. College is the last time in life where everyone you know your age is roughly doing the same thing and experiencing the same challenges. From here on out, everyone's paths will differ, and that's okay. Some of your friends will get married or have children, some won't. Work experiences and careers will be vastly different. You stop moving in lockstep with your peers. I'm still scared of this. It makes me feel like a failure. I know it doesn't mean I am, but sometimes I can't shake it. Be very careful of being dragged into any sort of workplace drama politics. That friendly co-worker who is dishing you all the dirt as you learn the ropes is looking for allies. You have no obligation to hang out with these people in a social setting. The person that makes a beeline to you to give you all the inside dirt is the office a-hole. They wanna befriend you so you give them more juicy gossip to spread. A person who tells you other people's secrets tells your secrets to those other people. This is great advice. Also, that co-worker who tells you shit about people behind their backs is probably talking shit about you behind yours. Best workplace advice I ever got was keep your hands clean. Assume anything you do will only ever be witnessed without any of the context leading up to it, even if someone else fully deserves retribution. Don't stoop to, because it's very likely management or others will just see what you did and not what justified it. Never stop learning. Keep up with your old hobbies and interests, and pick up new ones. Take classes, free ones and pay for those you can afford. Join groups for people with your interests so you can learn from them and learn from teaching them. I think it's just as important to avoid complacency. It is incredibly addictive, and if you're not someone who has a surplus of self-discipline, reversing the bad habit is going to be a beach. Letting yourself having lazy days is fine and healthy, but keep yourself in check. They can quickly become the norm. Self-discipline is something I wish I had. How can one learn it? People say it's little by little, but yeah, that's the problem. Little by little requires discipline, which I lack. It's very much an environmental thing. That is, people with self-discipline put themselves, or happen to find themselves, in an environment where they can flourish. Those without it usually find themselves in environments that disallow it. Think very carefully first about curating your environment and mental state. For example, try to keep your room tidy. Try to take a walk in the woods if you can. You'll find that it's much easier to keep on top of things. Someone having willpower is a very misused term. It usually means someone grew up and continues to find themselves in environments where they aren't tempted as much. Have a budget and stick to it. Know the difference between wanting something and needing something. Don't forget to add a treat yourself line in the budget. Don't focus on what other people have do. Stay in your lane and focus on you and yours. Get a cast iron skillet. Cast iron skillet is the most useful thing I own. Look after your teeth because they are expensive to fix. Toothpaste. A good toothbrush and dental floss are cheap, so use them well. Look after your credit rating. It is difficult to fix when it goes wrong, and also remember that things do go wrong, so perhaps have a small contingency available if you can. Learn to save and budget so you know how much you can use and save comfortably. Be good to yourself and look after mental health. Even though money goes in and out of your account automatically doesn't mean you never have to look at your bank account. Just a quick daily check of your balance and spendings will keep you out of a lot of troubles. This is an excellent tip. Money management feels completely different when it's an actual number and not an estimate in your head. I'm guilty of this, lol. I spend a shit ton and then become too scared to check my statement. It's okay to say no. It's just a job. There will be others. Don't try fitting in if it requires you to break your personal values. Being respectful and polite is cool. Great comment. I feel as if a lot of people can struggle with simply saying no because they believe it is implied as mean. But in reality, it shouldn't be. Agreed. Also, and added to that, respect yourself. Seriously, don't let people walk all over you or talk down to you. It can quickly become the norm. Don't just react to things. Think critically. Take a few seconds to analyze situations and come up with conclusions. Always be self-aware and never let people use your emotions against you. I'd add to this. Think at least as critically about your own beliefs as you do of others. Never react to an opposing view with anger. Take some time to listen and consider it. There is always a chance you are wrong. When furnishing your home with stuff you find on the side of the road, it's fine to take hard things, tables, art, etc. But never pick up soft things, upholstered chairs, carpets. Even with hard things you have to be careful. Lots of places critters can hide even in tables. $5 at a local car wash will take care of all that, especially if you are gonna refinish it anyway. This is great advice. Also, don't think you're too good to shop at thrift stores. You can find quality furniture at far below the ticket price. And learn how to fix things. You'll save thousands over your lifetime. If you're unhappy with your job, put tons of effort into finding a new one ASAP. Also, learn to recognize toxic work environments. I once saw the guy quit his job in under 4 hours. Just noped right out. A few years back I saw a dude quit immediately after a bad meeting. It was about 10 tech people in meeting. Boss outlines vision of new product. Tech dude explains why this is not a good idea. Boss has a rant about how he can't have negative people on the team and maybe tech dude needs to step out of the meeting while they finish up. Tech dude leaves room, goes to his desk and writes resignation. Boss was surprised. Why you quitting? Tech dude, you don't want my input. You don't respect my views. A-holes are always really surprised when people leave them. They can't believe it. The real world is actually really small. Be careful of burning bridges because you'd be surprised how easy it is to run into someone years and years after you last saw them. My mom made my preschool teacher cry and now 10 years later she works with her. She says it's really awkward. When I was in uni I was super stressed. People would always say to me, if you're this stressed now, wait until you get out into the real world. I've been out in the real world for 2 decades now and it's been so much easier than uni. Go out there and enjoy post-uni life. Damn, I needed this right now. I need a solid year of something at least slightly more chill once this dissertation is written. So you know how in school you always have something hanging over you. There is always a paper due next week. Even when you're on break you have a little bit of anxiety floating around in the back of your head because you know there is a dissertation on the horizon. For most people working life isn't like that. You go home and you're just done. Nothing but your own time and goals that you decide. You make your own assignments and deadlines. Plus, you get paid to do it. Work life is so much better than school. Not everyone is going to like you regardless of what you do. Trust your gut instinct. It's called that for a reason. Take no shit but do no harm. Meaning don't be a dong but put people in their place when necessary. Take no shit. Do no harm. I want to cross stitch that on a little pillow and put it on my couch now. Legal and illegal are not the same as right and wrong. Don't expect things to work out in your favor just because you did the right thing. There is no invisible hand that punishes the bad and rewards the good. It is especially important to not confuse right and legal when describing directions. A long commute is rarely worth it. This has gotten a bit buried under the other responses, but this is absolutely the truth. I had an hour-long commute last year, then had the opportunity to take a new job 20 minutes away, but with a significant pay cut. I took the new job and life is so much better now that I don't have to drive an hour to get to work. One of the reasons I love my job is because I only live a 12-minute bike ride away, or a 20-minute run if I'm feeling a bit more active. My girlfriend will be starting work at a new job soon where she'll have to drive 45 minutes each way. She'll earn more money than me, but there's no way I'd sacrifice my time for that. My free time is too valuable to me. Save all you can. Do your best to try to keep at least a minimum $200 in a reserve for in case shit happens money. This is good advice. I would go as far as to say minimum $1,000 of in case shit happens money. I would too, but sometimes even $200 isn't feasible. Don't waste your time worrying if you can help it. It just drags you down and makes you weaker. Hit the gym when you can. Boy, will it make you feel better. And smile. Make a conscious effort to smiling more. It'll be reciprocated and it'll make you feel good. What a coincidence. I have just started going to the gym recently with one of my close friends. He says he won't be free on the day we usually go on for a month or so due to school. I considered not going at all tbh, since I am new to the gym and am constantly worried about many things. After reading this comment, I made up my mind to go alone this week. Thank you. There will be someone who will hate your guts for no particular reason, even if you are friendly with them. Or even more so, it will not be your fault. Agreed. Also, something I've been learning in the last couple of years, and it's taken me until my late 20s early 30s, is that some people are literally just horrible, toxic, whatever, and that's what they are, and not a thing you do or say will change that. Don't waste the energy. If something is too good to be true, it probably is. People will try to take advantage of you, and you'll probably fall for it sometimes. It's how you learn. Don't be too down on yourself, just learn from it and move on. Familiarize yourself with your region's Landlord Tenancy Act. Know your right and what's expected of you in terms of rent and damage security deposits. Step 0. Find a place that has reasonable and human landlords. Talk to current tenants. Read reviews etc. Step 1. The above comment. Step 2. Be a stellar tenant. No one complains about you. You try to work things out with neighbors before complaints about them. Rent always on time. etc. Step 3. Create a positive relationship with the landlords. Step 2 is important, but also be friendly and nice. Having the landlord on your side is extremely valuable. They often have the discretion to force you to do things per the contract that you wouldn't prefer. Having them understand you and sometimes bend the rules for you is extremely powerful. Don't fall for pyramid schemes. What about pagoda plans? Those are completely fine. Condoms. Use them. If she says you don't need one, you definitely need one. Do 10 minutes of cleaning every day, rather than 2 hours of cleaning on one day of the week. Don't forget to take care of your physical health. Often people get so caught up in life they forget all about working out, eating right. Most of us end up in sedentary jobs. You don't need to train like an Olympic athlete. Just being active 3 times a week or something is good enough. Maybe picking up a new sport can help you make new friends while you stay fit. Forget all the bullshit you learned as a kid. People aren't fair. Working hard doesn't always mean you will be successful. But not working hard at least some of the time ensures failure. The police are only your friends when your life is in danger. Any other time, on anything else, they are likely to think you are the bad guy. You can't afford to be sick now. Taxes are a beach and no, they won't spend them the way you want them to, regardless how much of a keyboard warrior you are. A perfect job doesn't exist. Every job sucks at least some of the time. Get used to it, but do not let it destroy your health. Kids are more expensive than you think. Love doesn't always last forever, even for families. Don't try to earn in fields you don't understand. Best case scenario, you will lose money. Worst, you will be in jail. Whoa, you made it to the end? You're a ducking beast. I'll cut you a deal. Smash like and subscribe for more curated content, bruh. It's free and that's a great price.